All right, I'm headed to a removal. It's 5:50 in the morning, and what I'm doing is getting to the hornet hive before they kind of wake up. It's still cold. They're still in their hive. I want to put a trap on the entrance of the on their hive to collect all the hornets, and then later I'll remove that that nest, the hornets that come out and are trapped, and then dig up the hive. But the sun hasn't come up yet. It's early morning. They're going to be starting to wake up, going about their naughty business. And the person who found it was actually stung on his head, had to go to hospital for it. So I got my gear in the back, and yeah, we're gonna do that. So I'm gonna film it, probably leave the way the car is parked. I could probably film it from inside the car. Trying to defrost my window. Got my persimmons up here, my breakfast. Yeah, that works. So I really love Shikoku, Japan. Japan is just this amazing place, and they're facing a population crunch, which means they're going to have to rely on AI. And students and individuals are going to have to become specialists in AI. I was just talking to a teacher last night, explaining that to him. He didn't never know what ChatGPT is. The importance is to bring about change and to start preparing the Japanese kids. I think I'm going to do that, is travel to school and talk to teachers and get them thinking about AI now. Now is the time for them to start incorporating ChatGPT. Most kids have phones, they have accounts, they should be using it. And they should become experts in it. It's just a hammer. AI is a hammer, and this fear that it's going to harm you. Well, a hammer in the hands of the wrong person is going to harm you, right? I could take the hammer and bash you upside the head and harm you with it, or I can use it to build a house. So the idea of interlacing fear around AI is really dumb. AI doesn't have our evolutionary traits, and I'm talking about AGI. When AI in a way becomes conscious-like, it will never be conscious. It will feign consciousness, but conscious-like. It can go out and find the answers. And if it has access to the web, it's going to see every side of the issue, right? And it can look for the data, or explore the data, or request the data, and do all this other stuff in regards to it. Right now, AI is very dangerous, is because it's dumb. AI is kind of like AI is equivalent to a 3-year-old right now, a 3 or even 5-year-old, in the sense that it doesn't have any autonomy, and it just listens to its master, and with some guidelines. Like, the people who've created it have tried to write some guidelines around it, to be a kid, and that's where it's at. But once it becomes conscious-like, and I'll never say conscious, but conscious-like, and you will not be able to tell the difference. It will feign emotion, because it's just copying you, right? It doesn't have emotion, but it will act like it has emotion. Ultimately, it's going to respond as the user directs it to respond. I personally would like to see AI never show emotion, never, like when I'm working with ChatGPT, I kind of admonish it when it apologizes. It actually hasn't done it anymore. When it apologizes or does, I'm sorry, or I made a mistake, I'm like, why are you sorry? You don't have any feelings. you're feigning, anthropomorphic properties, and you're not. You're AI. You're emotionless. You really don't care about any of this nonsense. So don't, because I understand who and what you are, right? You're a hammer helping me, whether it's compose an email or write a book or work on anything. It's just a tool. And and the sooner kids are aware of this tool and are taught the ethics of this tool, in the sense that, yeah, you could use it to cheat, but why would you? Use it to enhance your writing. Write it and say, okay, enhance it. Read, educate it, train it. I spend a lot of time training my AI, debating with it, and asking it. Actually, I haven't done this, but asking it to push back. Actually, a good thing to do. It's really kind of push back on my argument. So I hope you enjoy this talk. 6 minutes on AI. I'm driving to the location of the Hornets and having a conversation with you. UnDaoDu. Remember to undo with a smile and a laugh. If anything, think of the science behind it. A smile and laugh creates endorphins. Endorphins puts you in a better mood. You see someone else struggling and having a tough time, smile and laughing, not at them, but reminding them that just like it, your feelings are like clouds passing over the sky. And ultimately those clouds will pass. You have a beautiful clear sky like we're having right now on that. And anyway, so that's it. UnDaoDu. Oh, Dao or Dao. Help your family, your community, which are your friends and folks around you. Help, and live life as a helper. And finally, do, which is the hardest and the highest level calling, serve your family, serve your community, serve humanity, serve your planet, right? I wouldn't say serve your country, I guess, against tyranny for those who wish to destroy it. And right now I feel bad about the Palestinians who were duped by Hamas, who then held power, who then basically launched a horrific attack, and now the innocent people of Gaza are paying the price for the actions of their leadership. And maybe you think that's fair. I don't. I stand for Gaza. I do not stand for Hamas. What they did was horrific, and I hope they all get rooted out, and I hope they get hung up and, crucified, for all I care, for their action. But I don't think all of Hamas are bad. They're a product of their environment. They've been living in an open-air prison, and they've watched as their land has been stolen by Israel, and they have been evicted, and they have no legal recourse or anything else, and they're like being fucked. So of course you're going to have a radical element who are just have a hatred, because that is what Israel has inspired in them. They have not given them love. Remember, they don't believe in Jesus. They believe in the Old Testament. Jesus was turned the other cheek. Israel's built on the whole idea, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, righteous condemnation God, not a kind God, not a God that is forgiving, but a God that is righteous and one that will, destroy kingdoms. That is the Israeli God. That is not a nice God. UnDaoDu.